Sup guys, I'm back, and today I am doing another figure review. Man, it's been such a long time since I've been able to say that, but today we're going to be reviewing the X Plus Yuji Sakai Godzilla 1984 versus the Super X. Yes, guys, I am so excited to review this figure, and I bet some of you are wondering, you already reviewed your last version of this figure, so why are you reviewing this one? Well, there are a few differences with this figure than my previous one, and this figure is just so awesome that I just gotta review it again. And I was gonna show the box, but I just got this new ring light a few days ago, and the glare it gives on the boxes is just horrible. So I'll just put a picture right here, and that's the box. I love this box art, guys. I actually like this box art more than the original box art for this figure. But yes, there's the box art right there. Now let's get up close and personal with the figure first, and then we'll go to the Super X. Alright guys, here we are with the figure itself, and this figure, guys, is just amazing, and the sculpt and detail on this figure is just, it's incredible. Like the detail, it's phenomenal, probably because it came from a resin kit, hence why the detail is just looks like it's made of resin, but it isn't. But yeah, this figure, guys, is just beautiful. The sculpt, the head just looks amazing, like you walked right out of the movie. And with the head, I'm gonna cover one of the differences. Excuse me. I'm gonna cover one of the differences between this figure and the previous one I had. So, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but with this figure, the nose is actually it's not as long as my original one was. I think my original one was like out to here or something like that. It just looked really off, but this right here is perfect. Like, this is just, the sculpt in the face on this figure is just beautiful. Also, the eyes are a little different. The blood vessels aren't as popping out in this release as the original one, but the detail just looks, if I can, oh, bumped in the camera. The detail just looks incredible in the eyes. Just, it looks incredible. It's just beautiful. The mouth, the teeth, the bone yellow teeth just looks amazing, and the mouth isn't like completely closed like my original one was, but to be honest, it doesn't look like, sometimes I actually prefer a Godzilla like this, so it kind of looks like he's just snarling a little bit, but it just, the head looks amazing. The body, basically this whole figure is like a charcoal black skin. The grooving, what am I saying? The detail, the tree bark skin is just amazing. The claws have the same shade, almost the same shade as the teeth do. The thunder thighs, these aren't really the thunder thighs we'd see later in the Heisei era, but yeah, moving on. So the feet, they don't have this quite the shading as the as like the claws or the, well, I don't know what I'm saying here. I'm kind of shooting from the hip here, but yeah, the feet look good. The dorsal place, here is actually the second difference I saw between the two. You're not really gonna see it that well in the video, but the dorsal spines here are actually they're actually translucent, which I believe that was the case for the Rick Boy of the original figure, but not for the standard of the original figure, which I'm kind of torn. Like, it looks like, it still looks cool. I mean, it's gonna be hard to see in the camera here, but I still think it looks cool. I mean, without the translucent, you get a little more detail, but these things look detail enough as it is. The tail, a really long tail. So this guy is definitely a shelf hog. I remember getting this guy down from the shelf. I was banging into other figures, and in doing so, some paint scuffed right here, of all the times I had to take this guy off the shelf. But it really isn't, a big deal unless you're, just displaying guys all like that. But in reality, you're not really going to. But yeah, this figure, guys, is just beautiful. The bottom of the feet, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You got legal jargons right there. And yeah, overall sculpt and paint apps on this figure is just, it's immaculate. It's perfect. So now that we got the main figure out of the way, let's take a look at its accessory. All right, guys, here we are with Godzilla's accessory, which is the Super X. Yes, also I forgot to mention that this figure is a Godzilla store exclusive. So yeah, but the Super X, guys, I'm so happy it came with this. So a little backstory, I was going to get the light up version, trying to hunt down the light up, the Rick Boy of this figure. But I was able to set up with this guy, and I'm actually happy that I got this version of the figure because of this. I don't have a Super X in my collection. Even though it isn't my favorite Super X, my favorite is actually the Super X 2. But this is just amazing. Like the detail on this figure, on this accessory is just incredible. You have the flaps open right here, which I believe the 25 centimeter came with the Super X, but everything was closed up right here. And yeah, actually, and I was surprised. So like, I don't know if you guys remember, I unboxed this with my girlfriend Alana. Quick shout out. Hi honey, I love you. But yeah, I was scared when she clapped down on this figure, you know, but it actually just made of vinyl, so it's not really gonna break. I mean, this part was the part I was nervous about because it's a little bit fragile, I guess. So be careful with that. But yes, it's also got a nice weathering, like, you know, Godzilla shot it with his atomic breath, which just adds a little more depth to it. Just looks amazing. The detail on the bottom is also really cool. You got a little legal drawing right there. And the hole right there, that's where the stand comes in. So, yes, all you gotta do is just pop it on right there, and boom, there you go. But what's really cool is that the Super X is actually at a really good height, you know, where Godzilla can look at. Like, this is the perfect scale with this Godzilla. It just looks amazing. So yeah, now we've got its accessory out of the way. Articulation, there's none, which is expected. These are X Plus figures, so articulation isn't needed because the pose this Godzilla is in is just, it's just amazing. And now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to size comparison. All right, guys, here we have all of my 84 figures in my collection with, of course, the one we're reviewing, the Sakai, the original 30 centimeter, well, not original, it's a diamond reissue, the NECA reissue, the Defo Reel, the Memorial Box, and the Marmot. And if you're asking me which one's my favorite, it's Sakai by far. There's no question with that one. But this guy is still just amazing. The Marmot's also amazing as well. The Defo Reel is really, really cool. And the Memorial Box, that's like one of the rarest Bandai vinyls out there, at least the original Memorial Box. And of course, it's no surprise that the NECA is definitely the weakest out of the bunch, even though it's really the only articulated 84 out there. It's still, just the sculpt isn't that good. But yeah, the Yuji Sakai piece just easily my favorite 84 figure out there. And here we have it next to the Yuji Sakai Godzilla 1954, also a Godzilla store exclusive, and these two just look so good together. But if I had to choose one, no disrespect to this figure is amazing. It's my favorite 54 figure in my collection, but the Sakai 84 is just, in my opinion, it's a much better figure. Alright guys, for the final size comparison, these three right here are my top 3 favorite figures in my collection. We have the X Plus 25 centimeter Destroyer Diamond reissue and the X Plus Godzilla the Ride figure. And I know I did an X Plus ranking video with, you know, my original 30 centimeter Sakai 84. But now that I have the reissue, I might as well just do this top 3 again. So with number 3, it goes to the Godzilla the Ride figure. This figure is just a beast. It's just incredible. Looks like the -1 design. Well, the -1 was based off of that design. But anyways, such an amazing figure. Number 2. I know he said in the ranking video that I preferred the Destroyer over the Sakai. But I told you the reason why. It was because my original figure had a deformity in the face. Now that this one does not have a deformity in the face, the Destroyer is my number 2, with number 1 being the X Plus Godzilla 1984 Yuji Sakai versus the Super X. It's my favorite Godzilla design. I know this guy is dwarfed by these two figures, but when it comes to detail, the Sakai is just on a whole nother level. I know the camera does not do it justice. My phone camera does not do this figure justice at all. You need to see this figure. And any X Plus figure, you got to see them in person. Alright guys, let's go ahead and conclude this review. Alright guys, to conclude this review, this figure, I mean, did you not think this was going to be a 10 out of 10? Well, actually, it's not. This is a 15 out of 10. This figure, guys, is just amazing. Godzilla 1984 is, maybe I'm a bit biased because 84 is my favorite Godzilla design out there. But you can't deny that this figure's sculpt and detail just looks incredible. Like he just walked right out of the movie. If you have even the original version of this figure, or the Rick Light Up, or this figure, whichever figure you have of this guy, you're going to be happy. This figure is just amazing. And I know this guy's going to have some competition because of the new favorite sculptors line, Sakai 84. I decided to pass on that, at least for now. I plan on getting it soon, hopefully at G-Fest. But in my opinion, at least just from pictures, I like this guy more. Sorry guys, I ran out of storage on my phone. But yeah, I like the suit accurate version of the 84 more. But that's no disrespect to the Saibot, because the Saibot is amazing. So I really do hope I can get my hands on that figure. But if I don't, I'm very satisfied with this figure. And I also have the Marmot 84, which is based off the Saibot. And very happy with that figure. Right, I'm getting off topic, but this figure, guys, it's spectacular. If you can find this guy for a decent price, snap it up immediately, because this is maybe one of X Plus's best figures ever. So yeah, guys, I want to get more into doing figure reviews. You know, I definitely have a lot of figures that I would really like to review. So yeah, when I have time, I'll definitely get to reviewing those figures. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, OhMyGodzilla1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.